Good morning everyone, I'm Mysticle, and today I'm going to be bringing you the latest in AR and VR news. And I'm actually quite excited for today's video, as in today's one, we're going to have something a little bit different, a little bit more diverse than we normally would. And I think, with that, we should jump right in. First piece of news that we're going to begin with today is going to be a gaming piece of news, as Pistol Whip roadmap has been revealed. Pistol Whip will receive 2 further scene collections in early 2024, as Cloudhead Games begins development on its next VR project, with the Overdrive season awaiting its final scene following last week's Majesty. Cloudhead Games unveiled a new 2023 to 2024 roadmap for Pistol Whip to celebrate its 10th anniversary. Following Overdrive and the Pistol Whip mixed level editor, fall 2023 will introduce the Elixir of Madness collection, adding a phantasmagoria of ghastly delights across 3 new Electro Swing tracks. So, in case you're into Pistol Whip, this is something to be excited for in the near future. I seriously enjoy these VR titles, revealing their roadmaps to us and having us excited for the future to come. With that being said though, let's move on to the next piece of news. And this one is an exciting piece of news for current VR headsets. Unfortunately, it's a minority of VR headsets, and you'll see why in just a second. Digital Lens plugin for eye tracking headsets improves visual clarity and pupil swim. The imaging company Almalens has released a trial plugin for its digital lens technology, which makes use of eye tracking to purportedly increase the resolving power and clarity of XR headsets. Almalens argues that lenses on most XR headsets today aren't being used to their full potential. By taking advantage of eye tracking and smarter calibration, the company says its image pre-processing technology can actually increase the resolving power of a headset, including expanding the sweet spot. The company has released a trial version of its technology through a plugin that works with the Pico Neo 3 Pro Eye, HP Reverb G2 OmniSept, and HTC Vive Pro Eye. The plugin works with OpenXR compatible content and even allows users to switch back and forth between each headset's built-in image processing and the Almalens digital lens processing. This is exciting for a number of reasons. Working on new headsets is very exciting. The Quest 3, of course, we're all very excited for, and any future headsets that are to come. However, making our current VR headsets better might arguably be even better. It's essentially a free upgrade, and the sweet spot is a very important part of the headset. A lot of people will argue the fact that the sweet spot on today's headsets is too small. They're too difficult to get into the right place, and this is a barrier of entry for many. If we could expand that current sweet spot that we have on headsets right now to make it larger and make it fit more people's IPDs, that would be fantastic. It would not only make headsets easier to operate, but make them a lot more comfortable for other users, possibly also eliminating image distortions and other things like that. Unfortunately, this won't work on headsets such as the Quest 2 because that doesn't have eye tracking. Unlike PC headsets that are limited to working with PCs and can be modified rather easily by just upgrading your computer hardware, because standalone headsets are still a fairly new technology, only being out for the last few years, people are only now starting to mod and make them better with the limited abilities that they have here, as most of these headsets are very, very locked down, with the Oculus Go currently being the only headset that is root unlocked, and hopefully that list grows in the coming years. Now I have a very exciting piece of news for those of you that are running PC VR, as Humble Bundle have a brand new bundle for you guys. And this is the Racing Sim bundle. And if you've maybe been waiting for some racing simulator games to become cheaper, now might be your chance to jump in. As let me tell you, this one is actually pretty crazy. If you pay at least $11.68, you will receive these 7 titles, which are normally worth €307.72. And of course, any excess that you pay, because this is a pay what you want bundle, will go towards charity. Or if you want to support the channel, you can also use the link down below, which is an affiliate link, and some of that money will go towards the channel. Inside this bundle, you would get Assetto Corsa Ultimate Edition, Automobilista 2, Assetto Corsa Competizione, NASCAR Heat 5 Ultimate Edition, R Factor 2, Automobilista, and Drift 21. Out of which Assetto Corsa Ultimate Edition, Automobilista 2, Assetto Corsa Competizione, and R Factor 2 all have VR support, allowing you to play these games in virtual reality. So again, in case you're interested, links will be down below. Now, onto exciting news for those of you waiting for the Deckard. And I know that there's hundreds of you out there currently waiting on this one headset, not buying anything else, as you're only interested in the standalone headset from Valve, I've got some great news for you, as it looks like Brad, also known as Sadlyitsbradley, has done even more digging as he does and found even more leaks regarding the Deckard. These are things inside the code, and while they are certainly there, they're there in the official Steam code. This isn't a release date and is not telling us much about the device. As Brad said on X, the Valve Deckard will support streaming their VR view wirelessly to other devices with a click of a new button. Very useful for people who play wirelessly and want to show what they're doing to outside users or record gameplay content to YouTube, etc. This is just like any other standalone headset out there, allowing you to cast to a TV and show anyone else sitting in the room what you're playing. However, it seems like you will also be able to capture the VR view videos directly recorded on the standalone Deckard HMD2, allowing you to record VR videos directly there on the Deckard. This is going to be incredibly interesting, as I myself know from using Quest devices that recording videos directly on the headset requires even more power. And considering they're already going to be pulling a substantial amount of power, I don't know how much power they're going to have left for recording, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. It also looks like there's something called Steam VR Friends, and Brad has posted something I am really hopeful that these Steam VR Friends features are for: applying Steam Remote Play together in a VR setting. For those of you that don't know, Steam allows someone to stream a flat game to friends and emulate couch co-op. I want this as networked overlay so badly. So it looks like Valve might allow you to also stream the VR view over to friends / others that might want to watch. You can opt out of this group mode at any time. So as you can see, there's more and more features inside the code coming up for this Deckard device that we know not much about from Valve yet, except for the fact that it most certainly does seem to exist, and there's more and more things in the code for it. Does that mean that it's getting closer? Yeah, probably, but how close? I'm not sure. I am hoping on the fact that they will mention something concrete about it sometime soon, but for now we've got Brad digging into the code and finding all of these pieces of information for us. So thank you so much for that, Brad. Thank you for keeping us up to date with our Deckard information. One thing that I have mentioned multiple times before and that I am very excited for is hand tracking in virtual reality. And we have a lot of options for hand tracking nowadays. We've got the Leap Motion, we've got built-in Quest hand tracking, we've got built-in other headset hand tracking, and we've also got hand tracking gloves. And while there's quite a few options for hand tracking gloves, a lot of them, if you don't want to do DIY, are quite expensive. But that doesn't mean we're not going to take a look at the advancements made here. And here, posted by Contact CI, whose gloves I actually got to try out when I was in Rotterdam, we can see hand tracking update. Check out Maestro EP haptics working flawlessly with the new Ultraleap Leap Motion Controller 2. Force feedback and Vicro tactile haptics delivered through a lightweight, comfortable form factor that tracks exceptionally via optical hand tracking solutions. And once again, I can actually attest to this. I got to try this out in Rotterdam, and it was really, really cool. Essentially, you put on the gloves and you would be able to feel tactile feedback in the gloves. I was able to, for example, roll a ball around in my hand and I would feel the tactile feedback right there. However, that was using Quest hand tracking, and we know that Quest hand tracking isn't 100% perfect. It's very good, and the amount of updates that it's gone through is absolutely incredible, but it's not flawless. And this is where devices like the Leap Motion, which also aren't flawless, but are better than Quest hand tracking, can come in. The Leap Motion 2 is supposed to be a lot more advanced and should be able to give a much better result. And we can see that working right here inside the video going above me, posted by Contact CI right now. It is incredibly impressive what devices like this can do. And in the future, if we're able to make it really easy, consumer friendly, and cheap, I do believe that we would get to a whole new level of immersion, being able to use our hands to their full advantage, including the sense of tactile, because tactile is now a sense. Either way though, very impressive, and let's move on to our last piece of news, where apparently Tim Cook is using the Vision Pro daily, which is of course Apple's new XR headset that they're showing off. In a quarterly earnings call last week, Apple CEO Tim Cook said he's using the Vision Pro daily ahead of the headset's launch next year. Cook opened the call with a few remarks about the year's second quarter, noting that the company was so pleased to share the revolutionary Apple Vision Pro at WWDC. which he then called a marvel of engineering, and the most advanced personal electronic device ever created. Very bold claims, but I mean, they do like using such words at Apple conferences. Cook circled back to the Vision Pro later during the question segment of the call. While refusing to speculate on the headset's projected revenue, he claimed that he's using the Vision Pro daily, and noted internal and external excitement around the headset. In case you want to read the full thing, I am of course going to leave a link down below as usual in case you're interested in the details or just want to read through the article. But yeah, apparently Tim Cook is using the headset daily, which means that it must be pretty good, right? And there is quite a lot of excitement around it, both apparently inside Apple, and we can see the excitement outside as people are getting ready for the next revolutionary XR device. It is going to be quite expensive though, so I can see kind of why he wouldn't want to speculate on how many people are going to buy it, on revenue, etc., as I can't imagine they think they're going to sell that many of them, but who knows? I guess we will just have to wait and see. Either way though, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you all so much for joining me today. You are all absolutely incredible. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day or night. If you guys like this video, please do leave a like. It helps the channel a lot and it costs you nothing. If you disliked it, I guess this button works too, but let me know why down below. If you guys are not yet part of our community, check out our Discord and our Reddit down below. We want to see you posting your spice memes, and thank you so much to all the lovely names going off to my right. Those guys are my Patreons, and you are helping me out so much love. And as usual, if you want to be notified about future content coming up on the channel, make sure to smack that subscribe button with your forehead, ding my bell, and see you again in the next video. Peace.